Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel Lifestyle Aesthetics, where we teach you how to level up consistently over time. So today we are gonna focus on upper body, starting off with our favorite weighted pull-ups. So took it easy today. I was doing 90 pounds on a weighted pull-up, and then I was doing a drop set, 45 pounds, and then back to the 90. So I like to rest between 1 to 2 minutes with these type of movements. These heavy compound movements of weighted calisthenics require 2 to 3 minutes of break. Okay, non-negotiable. You want to make sure when you are doing these weighted calisthenics, when you get to that level, of course, you want to rest between 2 to 3 minutes because you want to make sure you are still fresh when you're doing these. And then we move on to weighted dips. Same thing, 90 pounds, and then rest for 2 to 3 minutes, and then do a quality 5 reps at the end. Okay, so weighted pull-ups, weighted dips are my key movements when I do an upper body focus day. Trying to make sure you get that deep stretch on the weighted dips. And then we are moving straight into the rope cable tricep pushdown. And I feel this a lot. So between skull crushers and these ropes are my two favorite tricep movements because that's when I feel the most sore, depending on how you guys are. But for me, this is my personal favorite. The cable ropes, I have to drop the weight. I recognize I have to drop it to 80 pounds. And then when I superset it with the overhead tricep extension, dropping it to 60 pounds, making sure that when I pull the rope, pull it away from each other. And these work out the other, all the heads of the tricep because it has the long head, short head. So you want to make sure you're hitting those correctly. Coming down explosively and then slowly letting it back up. Trying to do my best to control it where it stops on my chest. Try to lock it into my elbows so that when I push it down, it's good tricep movements. Then again, we do overhead tricep extension. Here with the lighter weight, I am keeping my elbows locked in as I slowly let the rope go behind my head. All right, so these are good supersets you should be doing to work all the heads of your triceps. And then moving on to face pulls. Face pulls is an important rear delt movement other than reverse flies that I do with pronated grip. The reason being is because it also hits the traps. It helps you to correct like bad posture, like your spine, all that stuff to keep you upright. So when I do these, I try to make them Y shaped, kind of like a Y shape or a straight U shaped when I do these face pulls because I want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. Making sure that like I'm pretending that the metal clip is gonna hit my forehead or my nose, and that's what's gonna help me do these quality reps. You don't have to go to heavy on these. Do this on 60 or 80 pounds. I don't recall, but again, you don't want to do this too heavy because then what's the point of doing it heavy if you can't even move it correctly, right? Want to make sure that you have good reps. So I do 8 to 10 reps, high quality reps. Then my drop set 10 to 12 if I can. But by then, I already feel my muscles burning on the traps and rear delts. And yeah, having these superset with the lighter weight really, really helps me get my rear shoulders nice and strong. And then I try to have 3 sets of drop sets for my shoulders, any type of shoulder movement that I do. My arms, back, 2 sets of drop sets that I do. And from here, I am doing a lat pull down, I guess, with the rope. Um, this targets more of the middle part of the lats, and it's like a heavy. Yeah, I guess you could say it's a heavy isolation movement because it only targets that part of your back. Your biceps are not involved because trying to keep your arms slightly bent as you pull the rope close to your stomach, basically, and then letting it go back up slowly. This is really, really good isolation back movement. I've done this with the T-bar rows, but I feel like with the rope, I feel it much more with the rope. Doing it again, 2 sets of drop sets. because again my back is pretty big as it is. It's wide. Just trying to have the key definitions of it while I sculpt my body to make it stronger as I'm trying to cut down body fat. Um, Remember that we always try to aim for 20 to 30 minutes on a cardio incline treadmill. If you find yourself that you're already thin as it is, you could do 15 minutes on the treadmill just to help you keep that low body fat and maintain that Greek god aesthetic as you build more muscle, trying to make it more dense. So, ironically, when you get stronger, you increase the weight as time goes on. That's when you feel like you're gaining the muscle and the weight naturally. Then we move to rope bicep curl. So this targets more the forearms, and the other had the bicep, like a hammer curl, essentially. Um, I find myself leaning back a little bit. You want to try to keep your back a little bit straight. I felt like the reason I lean back is because it gives me more range of motion. When I do these hammer curls on the ropes, and it feels really good when I do these on the 80 pounds. Trying to work my weights up because on the dumbbells, I feel like I could do them heavier, but when I do the cable machine, it's just lighter. It's just how it is. You want to make sure that you're doing correct form with the hammer curls, hammer, yeah, hammer grip, neutral grip, rope, bicep curls. From here, as you see, we are doing lateral raises. You want to step at least one block away, so I would be at least 2 feet away from the cable machine. You don't have to step too far, but you want to make sure you're doing that much of space. So when I'm doing the lateral raises, I want to stop like a natural movement to parallel the floor, like basically creating like a T with your body and your arm. You don't want to go too high up. And as you notice, I am twisting my elbow, my forearms a little bit up, same way how you would do with the dumbbells. These dumbbells and cable lateral raises are both good. I just switch it up every now and then because I feel like with the cables, it does me well. It's been treating me good. I feel like I'm getting stronger on my lateral raises. I feel it's more round. Of course, it also works up the traps, but I feel like it's getting more definition as I do it on the cables when I switch between cables and dumbbells. So as you see, I'm doing one hand each. Then when I do the drop set, I am making sure that I'm reaching failure, but I'm doing it correctly. So doing another drop set, 20 pounds and then 10 pounds, stopping right there on the top. Don't go too far above your shoulder. I'm definitely gonna feel it. Making sure that my hand is going across my body, across my waist, and from that position, I'm going back up. All right, so that's good for the lateral head of the shoulders. Pops it out when you are looking forward. Your frame is getting, looks like it's wider. Doing the other side again, pretty good. Favorite type of cable movement. And as you can see, it's even through this shirt, you could see my lateral head being worked out, pumped up, pretty rounded as we do these. All right. So two drop sets on this type of movement, making sure that it's quality reps. So again, I'm trying to emphasize on my shoulders. So doing 3 sets of 2 drop sets for any type of well, actually all type of shoulder movements because I want to make sure that they are full round shoulders, powerful shoulders. Basically, one of the key looks of having a Greek god body, because they are a sign of strength, dominance, right? Having strong round shoulders. So after we do these lateral cable raises, I am moving on to bent over lateral flies. So when I am doing this, I am fully bent over. And again, I'm stepping at least 2 to 3 feet away from the cable. and I'm trying to make sure that when I do the reverse flies, it stops at a certain point. You don't have to go all the way back to make sure that you feel it on your rear delts, you feel it on the traps. Then we switch hands again, trying to make sure I am 2 to 3 feet away from the cable itself to make sure I get the good range of motion and that the machine is not touching the ball that we have to make it more smooth. I feel like anything that we do with these type of lateral or pullover movements works my traps. Um, Between this and the dumbbell reverse flies with the pronated grip, I probably favor the dumbbells more, but this is more smooth. I noticed that the barbell isn't always free when I go, so I do shoulder shrugs with the cables, and it's good because I get to hold at the top. I can't go as heavy trying to protect my elbows and my ligaments or that tendons, but holding at the top for at least 1 second and then slowly going back down, leaning a little bit away, helps me focus more on these traps. Definitely a good workout. Having big traps helps you to look more dominant. If you were to get hurt, the traps, in a way, to kind of absorb the energy of getting hurt or hit, um, and just reduces the damage on your body. So with the shoulder shrugs, as you see, holding at the top and slowly letting go. And then we do these leg abductions. So this one is for the inner thigh, um, helping you to build that strong quad. I am holding it in the middle for at least 1 or 2 seconds and then releasing it slowly. Um, these are not that it's a good replacement, but it's a good addition to after you do leg extensions that helps you to build strong quads. This as well, glute kickbacks helps you with the hamstrings and the glutes. Um, as you can see, I am trying to make sure that I'm kicking all the way back as much as I can up until I reach failure. Then I switch the legs, slowly returning after an explosive movement. It's definitely going to help your legs grow. It's going to give you a good um, strength count on the posterior chain. So the muscles on the back part of the body is going to be strong. Um, this is pretty good for that. So doing 3 sets of 2 drop sets because I want to make sure that my glutes and hamstrings are strong. This helps you like for moving when you bend down, um, picking something up heavy weight from the floor, making sure that you don't hurt yourself because you have the support with these strong muscle groups. And then we do some more of these glute kickbacks. And then after that, we are pretty much done. All right, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment down below which of these movements are your favorite. Follow me on TikTok, on Instagram, in the description below, and I will catch you in the next video.